Good morning, everyone. So it's Friday again this week, and I am back at the Fox. It's been a really busy week this week, teaching a couple of classes and working on some commissions. So better late than never, back to the Fox. A couple of you have sent some messages or questions through your messages, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to share that with all of you. One of the common questions that I get is the clear glass, what is the thickness of it? It's 3 millimeter thick. It's actually a pretty standard thickness, and you'll find it very commonly used in window panes. It's thicker than what you would find in a picture frame that you would buy at the local store. So while any glass can break, this thickness is pretty durable under general circumstances. The other question that I'm asked is, do I switch adhesives for larger pieces of glass? Well, my go-to really is the Prep Multi-Adhesive, even on the bigger pieces of stained glass that I use. The key is to apply a very thin layer on the entirety of the back of that glass, that colored glass. And then it'll dry clear, and it also reduces the chance of grout bleed when you cover the whole surface area. I do not do well bond washes. There are some artists out there that like to do that, and that works for them. I personally have not found it necessary in my work. So here you can see I have my iPad with the Fox, and so we've finished this year and now we're working on this year. So as I mentioned last week, over in this section, it's really kind of difficult to see, and that is why I have it on the iPad, because even the printed photo that I have for reference is a little bit, it's dark in that area and it's hard to distinguish where things go. So this is why I have a digital reference. So again, you'll figure out what works for you, but this is what works for me. I will check in just a moment once I grab my glass supplies and we will start gluing. Okay, so I am back. So if you look at the ear here on my digital reference of the Fox, it's a little bit lighter there, but if you look up here, because just simply printing it from a home printer, the ink, it just looks a little darker there, but we need to be able to distinguish that the ear is separate than this back area here, which I believe is the positioning of the body. So we're just going to put in some lighter pieces in there to create that distinction. So I'm actually just putting glue independently on each piece of glass. So let's see if we can show it here. I'm just putting a little strip of glue there. Good thing is, when you're working with small pieces, it's easy to get glue on your hands, and certainly with this adhesive, it's not toxic, so it's a bonus. So I am just going to continue going up here a little bit just to kind of emulate this area here. So I will check in with you in just a couple of minutes and see what I can get put down there. Hi, everyone. Okay, so up here, I have placed a few pieces there. They're different shades. There's primarily lighter colors, though, and that will help distinguish the actual shape of the ear as it goes up there. And if you look at the digital image, you can see that it is a lighter tone there. And so that could be the color of the fur. It could be the way the light is shining and hitting the fur. But nonetheless, it will add value and realism to your piece and depth in your piece. So I'm putting them all in there. They're all fairly tight together, but there are different shades primarily of light colors. So then once I get that outline done here, then I'm going to focus on this area just inside the ear, and you can see again the light tones on the digital image, not necessarily so much on my printed copy behind my window. So again, be mindful of that, and be very conscientious of the direction of the fur. So some of the key pieces there are definitely light, and so that's where you can place them kind of in a slanted direction, in a upright direction, and so forth, and backfill with some darker glass, some browns, possibly some blacks as well, and that will help create that movement in your fur and create that depth. So we will continue on with the ear, and we will check again with you next week and see where everyone's at. And again, if you have any questions, please fire me off a message or post the question on the YouTube channel, whatever works best for you, and look forward to seeing and hearing from all of you. Have a great weekend.